Yeah.
What's up? You are tuned into the Anti-Socialites podcast. It's your girl, Just B.
And it's your girl, Vina Nine.
And it's your boy, Gorilla Tek.
Oh, we ain't even had to introduce him because he
Not at all.
He done already got fucked up.
He ready. He's ready. But you know what? This is the When Producers Link edition.
Yes.
So you know we had to call some of the hottest producers in South Florida. Gorilla Tek. What up? What up?
What's good?
Hey, how are you?
I'm great.
Great. It's
I'm
Sunday
glad
fun
to be
day.
here.
Yes.
Yes, it is. I'm happy to hear. Happy to be here.
Working with a legend. You don't work with everybody from Ross, to Trina, Trick, Flo
Yeah,
Rida,
yeah. Pretty much.
the late Ballgreezy.
Yeah. You know, I've worked with a lot of independent artists out of Miami. Of course, Rick Ross, Jackie O, Grind Mode, Ballgreezy, Billy Blue. Man, the list is real long as far as locally. You know what I mean? So, you know, I've been doing my thing.
Can we say that you are one of the pioneers of the Juke movement? Because you had with Sean and you did Ballgreezy's like main records or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Then you had that I'm So High vibe.
So high vibe, yeah.
Which finally the rest of the world got to experience what we were experiencing down here.
Right.
How did that feel that the rest of the world got a taste of Miami?
It felt phenomenal. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, you know, we're tagged into booty shake music, which I wear it all day. You know what I mean? But there's so much of that, but just in a different feel. You know what I mean? Because you can booty shake the juke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but it's great knowing that I took it to the next level. Well, I was one of the founders that took it to the next level. You know, because I've always been about content and making songs that is relatable and something that will connect forever. You know, anybody from Miami or anywhere else, they hear I'm So High, they feel the same exact way.
Are you literally high, or are you on a high because the music is taking you there?
Both.
Yeah, I think
You know,
feeling yourself.
yeah, you know, it's the natural high that the music, the vibration gives you, and then it's that high of just, you know, being free. You know what I mean? So it was a great experience, you know. And I didn't put the title, the Juke King or the Founder's Juke. You know, that's what the streets, that's what the people say. You know, you know, I'm just the guy who just kind of put it together and made everybody feel good whenever they heard certain productions. You know, from me, because, you know, you would hear Juke, you would hear I'm So High, you would hear Sean and other songs, and then you hear a Jackie O record, then you hear another Ballgreezy record, that in a Billy Blue record that doesn't sound like a Juke record, you know, but it's still Miami.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just good to be part of a vibrant city and have so many musical elements. You know what I mean?
So how did you get into producing? Like, did you always know music was your path? Like, how did that all come about?
It came about real early. You know, I started off as a DJ. You know, I was doing local parties and local shows at, what does he call it? Prep rally shows, you know, middle schools. So I would be their DJ. You know, I would play the music at my middle school and my junior high school. And I figured, hey, you know what? If I'm playing this music, it's easy for me to create it because I spin it. You know, so when I was on the road with Disco Rick, you know, I used to be their road DJ.
Okay.
You know, so he bought me my first drum machine. You know, so and the way I used that drum machine was to kind of like get the crowd hype. You know, I would have samples in there with crowd cheering and sirens. It was used as a sound effect machine. Until I was like, you know what? Let me read the manual and understand how it works. And then the rest is history. You know, I started programming and ended up being Luke's DJ for a year. And you know, me and four other brothers, we formed the committee. And out of the committee, we started Icons Music Group. You know, me, Fence, and Shade, Track, Chopper. And out of that label, we did the song Get Fucked Up. Get Fucked Up, yeah.
Get Fucked Up.
Yeah, Get Fucked Up.
I remember hearing that song. You just want to go crazy when that song comes on.
Yeah.
What was the energy like producing it?
Listen, the energy, well, let me tell you about that.
It's a different time, too.
It's a different time. It was 1999, 2000, you know, we completed our first album. Street Money, and DJ Griot. He was like, man, y'all don't have a single.
DJ Griot. He's responsible
Seriously,
for a lot
no.
of people getting put on.
lot,
He's
a
not
lot.
on radio right now,
A lot.
but he's official.
No, official.
Right.
You know, so he was like, yo, y'all don't have a club record. Because around that time, down south trap was really becoming at its point where, okay, down south music. They didn't call it trap yet.
No.
It was just down south music.
Kind of like crunk, like Lil
Crunk.
Jon, all that.
Exactly.
was
So
getting
we
there.
had all those type of records on our album, right? And Griot was like, yo, y'all don't have a club record. Where's your club record? So Get Fucked Up was the last record we put on there.
Oh.
So he was like, yo, y'all need to do something like She's a Bitch. And Missy had She's a Boom 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 Boom. At the time, it was that record. It was Pull Over, and it Pull Over, the Trina record. Pull Over, that.
We all know that.
And Shut Up. And
Okay.
Shut Up.
Uh-huh.
So at the time, these songs were kind of like running the club in Miami. So he was like, yo, y'all need a record like this. All right, so I went into the lab and I kind of like put the pattern, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like that pattern is so infectious. Exactly. You know what I mean? So I did the chords, I did the strings, and you know everybody came in and heard the beat, and Fence was like, yo, this is it. And he came up with the hook. A lot of people don't know that Fence is the originator of the idea.
Sense of
Fence
Midtown
Midtown.
music.
That's my
Okay,
brother.
All right.
Yeah, you know what I
Make
mean?
the connection. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
that's my brother for life. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
cool.
So he was like, yo, the hook didn't sound like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, we need to do a song like "Dun Dun Dun" in the club tonight when I get fucked up, and it was totally different. So it was me and all the guys. We were in the studio. It was Hennessy, it was weed everywhere. We just was lit.
All the vibes.
The vibes, you know.
So y'all literally was getting fucked up.
No, seriously.
Like literally.
Seriously. You know, because it was like, if you smoke weed now, you in the club and you all want to clown, got a drink that you can't put down. What you do when it all goes down? Get fucked up.
Get fucked up.
You know what I mean? So,
To this day, like when that comes on, it's just like you just gotta
the
it's
energy.
certain songs that when they come on, you just
Right.
that's all I can say.
But when that song comes on, you know, it's like it's energy. It's inviting.
Right.
You know, so it was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah. So you speak of like, you know, DJing for Luke, you mentioned Fence, these artists that you've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Through the years, moving through Miami, have you found that the city has evolved into like more of a sound for everybody, or do you still feel like the booty shaking music, the bass and all that is still the foundation of Miami?
The booty shaking music and bass will always be the foundation.
Okay.
That's not ever going anywhere.
All right.
You know what I mean? You know, although I feel like we haven't really established that one sound that is universal, you know, because not everybody likes booty shake. You understand?
Okay.
You know, people from New York might not understand how,
Yeah.
oh, they dance to that fast ass music. You know,
Yeah.
we like the 90 BPM, 100, you know, that's understandable.
Okay.
But every country, every state, every city has their own vibe. You know what I mean? So I don't think we have that one sound that is loved by the whole world.
Right.
You know, it's almost there, but you know, it lacks because of the artists that we're dealing with right now. We're so influenced by the trap music. You know, we get caught up in, okay, you know, I want to do trap music.
Okay.
But we have our sound right here.
So speak on that.
Okay, then
please.
Because I'm all right. Me personally, I saw when the run happened in 2006, where it could have been. You hear me say this all the time. It could have been like, all right, this is Miami, the same way they accept Atlanta, and even Oakland or the Bay Area. Like they
Right.
have their own sound, and Cali,
Right.
LA. But it's like I feel like it missed the mark. Ballgreezy with a Nice and Slow kind of just brought it back, and
Yeah.
people are like, you know what it is if you from here. The rest of the world don't
Yeah.
really
They don't know.
True.
But it's like, what do you think could have been done to like, I don't know, or if anything could have been
Solidify
done
that
to
sound?
solidify that
Yeah.
sound and make sure that Miami had its stamp, because Miami just sounds. I know it's a melting pot, but it had a sound. It's not like it didn't have a sound.
Support from the stations and the DJs. You understand? I feel as though if a lot of the stations from Miami would support our music, we would have a bigger platform. That and the culture. We don't have a culture here.
There we go. Because here's the thing.
I agree with that.
I feel like a lot of, like, there's only 2 radio stations, and then 103.5 had left for a while. So
Right.
then you really had one radio station to blame it, or to put the blame on, or the
You
I
held them
guess
on a
the power-
pedestal,
yeah,
like
like-
they had the power to do
yeah, you
more.
had
Right.
so you put that on 99 Jams, whatever the case may be. Then you had underground radio stations, but then when do you put it on the fans, or actually the city itself to push that music? Because streaming was happening at the time, and
Right.
like it was coming up, and then blogs and things like that. Like we had those things. It's just that you got to put the blame on the fans as well as those powers to be, and the artists for not giving up and not switching their sound.
Exactly.
Because I feel like certain people should have just stayed true to what it was, and it would have been bigger. Because there were artists here.
Right.
Like there was Ace Hood, Ballgreezy, Billy Blue,
Iceberg.
rest in peace. Like all of them were here, and it could have worked. It's just
I feel like if artists felt like they had support, they would have did that more of that type of music. But because of what was current and everybody was following into, they're like, well, we don't want to lose out on this money, so let's kind of like do what these guys are doing.
okay.
You understand? But if we had support here and we had other artists that propelled using that sound, then it would open up the doors for a lot of other artists. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. You know what I mean? On top of that, I also felt that a lot of the artists was kind of like in the box with their ideas and songs, because you could have a juke beat, right? But you don't always have to talk about sticking and vibing.
Right.
You understand?
You could talk about
You could talk about
anything.
anything, because it's the music that's gonna make you do whatever makes you feel like
Clearly,
doing.
people are talking about whatever the fuck they want to talk about on records right now, and it's
Exactly.
working. Sometimes
Exactly.
shit don't even make sense.
It doesn't make
You
any
like,
sense.
what?
But Miami kind of like some of the Miami music falls in that same category, because there's no content. There's nothing that people can relate to years down the line. You know, you can have a juke sounding type beat. You can talk about love. You can talk about relationships. You can talk about, feeling good. You know what I mean? Whereas everybody can connect.
Right.
But if you're not connecting with the audience, then people are not gonna want to stick around to listen to it.
And that's probably why I'm So High did well, as opposed to I'm a stripper. Cause like even though down here you like but
Right.
you don't want to be singing that in front of your daughter or.
And coming from coming from a different area of the country, like when I first moved to Miami and I heard I'm So High, I was like, oh, I can get with this.
Right.
I'm from the Bay Area,
Right.
Cali, so it's like
Okay.
that. I still felt like, oh, I can really like vibe to it.
Right.
So when you talk about making timeless like production, like stuff like that, lets me know like you really believe in that. And just because it's like a Miami sound, you still want to make it universal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't think I think Grind Mode is the only group that really that did it, that was heard by the masses. Of course, because they were signed to a bigger label, Republic, they took it to the next platform. But I feel like we still have a chance. We have a sound. We just have to get support from our stations.
I just really didn't think about what you said. Like I'm like, why didn't it work? But then lip biting animal, and then sticking and rolling, like that's only a Miami culture
It's only
thing.
my- yeah.
It makes sense. as to what
But
you
the other
Yeah.
part of what you said of why it didn't work, so aside from the stations, you said culture. Can you please touch base on more of that? Because her and I being transplanted into Miami, we kind of talk about this all the time, where we feel like there's one culture that kind of dominates down here, but it doesn't reflect the people that we see every day.
What culture is that?
The Spanish culture. So internationally, when people think of Miami, aside from South Beach, they're like, oh, it's very Latin Latino. Even when I see advertisements on Facebook, it's very Latin driven. And
It
I'm
is.
like, but there's so much else out here. And so how does that translate into like music and what you said, that the culture wasn't lining up a little bit, or I don't, elaborate a little bit more for us.
Okay, well, the Latin culture, they support each other. We're the only people that I feel we don't support each other here.
Okay.
As a people. You understand? You see like how, and I hate making this reference, you see like how in Atlanta, there would be a whole bunch of producers vibing together,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of artists vibing together. coming up with, you know, doing projects and coming up with one records or just being featured. Okay, this is the A. You know, we're gonna fuck with the A artist.
Yeah.
There's not enough of that here in Miami. You know what I mean? Like you can't go somewhere like if for example, DJ Scratch came down here, right? I love DJ Scratch. That's from the school I was from. You know what I mean? When he came down here and performed at a club, it was kind of empty. And I was like, wow, this is hip hop. This is like the foundations of hip hop. You understand? And it wasn't packed. Okay, so I say that to say that you're not the people the same way you don't see a packed club when you have a real hip hop DJ come in. It's the same reason why people won't stick together and make something for a common cause.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Like if Miami was like culture-wise, like okay, when we have something going on that's owned by us, we all come support.
Yeah.
We don't have that. It's always like me. I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and I'm here solo. They won't think about getting with someone who's the bridge the gap.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, like somebody like myself, I can bridge the gap. Okay, let me get Ballgreezy to do a song with Billy Blue, or Billy Blue to do a song with Kid Omar. You know what I mean? Like, make it happen.
Yeah.
It seems too. I feel like it always looks like it's happening, and then behind the scenes something
It's not.
Because all of those people have records together, but then I think the powers to be, like, there's labels here that, like, there's Slip and Slide, there's Po Boy, there's
There's Slip and Slide.
what is Flow Rider, Strong Arm. I feel like they should have been the gatekeepers to throw it up there because they have distribution deals. Like, I worked at Slip and Slide, so I know they have the distribution deals. It's just that everybody needed to pull together and push it that way, I guess. Aside from the radios, because if you have enough people pushing the same thing towards the radio station, maybe then.
I agree, but it has to start within. It has to start with the people. It has to start with the gatekeepers.
And they need to get artists from here that sound like here and not try to make them sound like something else.
Right. I definitely agree. No, it's
Just had a
cool.
moment.
I'm so sorry. No, because it's funny you say that because we talk to the people, like, you know, the youth, the people at Jill Strada we interviewed, and like we get all these different perspectives of why certain music isn't popping or why. And like you said, you see the Miami artists collaborate, but then really when you look back, they're not like for the long haul. Like it's just for that moment, kind of.
I feel as though because they don't have the support.
Okay.
You know, an artist can get in the studio all day and make songs.
Okay.
Right? We can do that, right? But what else we're doing besides that? Are we setting up? Are we doing like a festival where all the Miami artists are there? You know what I mean? And we have the support from Miami, and the people see that, and the ladies see that. Yo, this city is thriving.
A force to be reckoned with, especially like with Rolling Loud coming here. Like that's what I don't understand. Like you have a huge festival like that. When they went to the West Coast, they had to get West Coast artists on there. When they come back here, they got maybe a handful.
No, well, when I look at the Saturday lineup, it has Ross and them on there, and then there's a lot of new artists that are on that lineup that I saw. It's overpowered by everybody else because it's such a big lineup where it may have, maybe in the beginning, it could have featured all of those artists. But then again, the artists that they did feature sound, they had a different sound. It's not a Miami sound.
Right.
So with that being what you said and what you just said, when are those gatekeepers going to like get it and say, hey, let's do something for the city?
Right.
Because there's enough people here. Like we have some of the biggest artists here, whether it be a Pitbull, a Ross, Flow Rider, like Trina. Then there's Love and Hip Hop Miami. There's so many things here that I feel like personally, and I'm pretty sure you probably agree, that it can happen.
It can definitely happen because all the elements are here. But what is it going to take?
Does there need to be like a town hall meeting?
I suggested that before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, it needs to
who
be.
did you suggest it to?
Well,
and did you say there would be like complimentary drinks? Did you get a sponsor? Like this is Miami. You gotta set it up like a party and then hit them in the head.
It needs to be some type of coalition to where it's like, okay, you know, we control all of this, right? And we're not gonna allow bullshit to come into our city.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. A lot of us allow stuff to just happen in our city, and we just get run over, and it's like whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until we put a stronghold on, you know, ourselves and the artists that we work with, and even the stations, like, you know, speak loud. You know what I mean? I feel like it'll make a difference. But if it's still going on the way it is right now, we can make all the music we want.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get to that major level because of us not having the support from the program directors here in Miami. You know, I understand the game. You know, it's corporate. Corporate has a playlist, number game, and no, you can't play this. What are you doing? Why are you playing this on your mix show? This is not what we told you to play. It's almost like DJs don't have the freedom to be free. If it's a mix show, you play what the fuck you want.
Yeah,
you don't gotta
right.
play the same shit that's already on fucking rotation.
And you'll hear the
understand?
difference on certain mix shows at night, but then it be that time slot that is like, it doesn't make it a huge difference.
It doesn't.
Right?
It doesn't. It doesn't.
So yeah, no, I feel you. And you know, just saying like what you say, like her and I feel for the most part, because we know that Miami has such great talent inside, and if it was just like Miami to grow from Miami, like the world would know like
And we're
what
not
great
from
artists.
here.
We're
That's
not
the
even from
crazy
here.
part. And I can honestly say that if you get on Cosmic Cab, if you're making noise in Philly, you gonna get on the radio. It might be a Thursday night, but you know that's your chance.
Right.
And the hood is rocking with you because it is what it is.
Right.
And vice versa. Like I know the Bay Areas don't even have to come over here because they're good
Right.
in the Bay. But over here, it's never been the case. And I've been here for 12 years. You've been here for 7 years. Singing 8 years, 13 years. We're singing the same song.
Right.
And it's like, what can we do? Hey,
Right.
like, what is it that, like, we just keep having this conversation and hopefully somebody hears it, because even the Drake situation, like,
That's crazy.
so here's the thing. When the fact that he came here, so one of my friends posted something on Instagram, and they were just saying how, like, don't downplay Miami artists or people, locals in Miami who have done good things, but they didn't do it to the caliber of Drake because Drake
right.
came here. And I understand what Drake did was amazing. Like, I did cry when I watched the video. It was awesome. However, people, like, Miami also likes to shoot their own people down
That's true.
so
We don't
fast.
support each other.
When it's just like, it's okay. Like, why are you comparing you to Drake? What he did was cool,
Right.
but there's enough people here to do major things in Miami.
There's a lot of people that done
And
a
have
lot of
probably
stuff
did.
in Miami, but they don't get the gratification because they're not up, like they're not Drake.
Or they don't have $1 million
They
budget
don't-
to do so.
But it doesn't take $1 million to
take-
give people time.
No,
and
but I'm
effort.
saying like he
For
literally
recognition?
had $1 million to do it. Somebody like Effect, who does it out of the goodness of his heart and creates like a toy drive, like that's not the dollar, you know, like,
It's
and
not-
people don't think that way.
Right. I don't care about how much money Drake put
Yeah.
in. It's about the fact that he took time out to help. You know what I mean? Now, and he got gratification for that. Okay. What about those that didn't put $1 million, but they did something for the community?
Yeah.
Where's their gratification?
But there's people that do that all the time.
All the
It's
time.
just it kind of, I guess, got overshadowed.
It overshadows because
Yeah.
of the stardom of
Yeah.
one artist.
But then I feel like I wrote it. I said, and that's the only thing I said. I know Drake is a smart guy. He could have did this anywhere else in the world. He could have did it in Houston, Atlanta, all the places that he got his start. He chose
Right.
Miami for a reason. And
Of course.
And it's like, y'all need to pay attention because this is just another slap in the face as to how people come in here, come to Miami, do what they want to do,
Right.
clear it, and make you feel like you don't have your city.
It's almost like I'm gonna buy you out. It's like money. Okay, money's gonna make.
But this city is built off of that, so maybe that's why the culture is lacking.
The culture lacks because we're too diversified. We have too many cultures. You know, we have Latin, we have Jamaicans, we have Cubans, we have it's so many. So I kind of understand why there isn't one solid culture that supports one movement, because we have too many, and we're influenced by those same cultures.
All right, you already know we here live at Brick. Fun Sunday Fun Day. It's your girl Just Feet.
And it's your girl Vina Nah.
And we got Nixon.
Hey.
What up, Track?
Wow.
How you come up with that name?
Honestly, funny story. In high school, I know, right? In high school, they used to make jokes about people doing double Nixon graduating. Like, you know, went on stage and put your 2 feet peace signs
Oh
up.
yeah.
So I did it.
Uh-huh.
And a group of friends bought me like a Nixon mask.
Okay.
Well, I used to intern in the studio, and I would record. And one day, one of the dudes who was recording on my beats was like, "Oh, we got Mr. Nixon on."
I came to check out y'all again. I'm Josh.
What's up, man? Nixon on the track. Nice to meet you, Josh.
Yeah, we're just filming live right now.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
all
Shout out to
good.
Josh.
Josh, though. You feel me? Josh is out here.
Don't cut this out, neither.
Josh
Just
is
leave it
always
in
working.
there.
Hey, live and direct.
All right, so you were throwing up the Nixon.
So I threw up the Nixon when I graduated, and they were like, "All right, fuck it, we're gonna buy me a mask." So they bought me the mask, and I'm just wearing it as a gag. You see that high as fuck. You should wear it.
Okay.
So I'm in the studio recording somebody, and he's like, "It's Mr. Nixon on the track."
Oh,
track.
catchy. All right, so your homeboy was like Nixon on the track, all that. So you was doing music in school or right when you graduated?
I did music from like 10th grade
Okay.
to
Okay. Oh, so you was always producing, making beats, like.
Actually, it's funny. I wanted to rap first. My boy was like, "Yo, you should just make your own beats." He gave me like a demo copy of a studio,
All right.
and I just did it.
What studio were you working at?
It was like a little studio,
Little trap house
but I was
studio?
like, "Fuck it, it looks good on your resume." Like,
And you're from Miami.
oh, born and raised.
Okay, so what high school did you go to?
See, I threw him under the bus.
He went to a bunch of different high schools?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I went to 2. I went to Robert Morgan.
Exactly.
Is that down south?
Yes.
Yeah. See, everybody goes to at least 5 high schools. 2 or 5 high schools.
In Miami.
Yeah, I went to 2.
You went to 2, okay.
Because I went to Robert Morgan and it's a technical school.
Okay.
So they don't have any sports teams. So I went to Sunset to go play basketball. And when I got to Sunset, I started doing music. So I didn't play basketball.
Gotcha.
So they made me music.
So you hoop?
Thing.
You was dunking?
I used to. I don't know if I know more, but
Yeah, that's what's
I
up.
grab rim though.
All right. So we transform yourself, you getting out of school. How did you focus? Because I feel like getting out of high school is very crucial. Because our parents are like, you're either going to go to college or you get a job and you support yourself. Like, how was your life when you transitioned out of college and then you were doing music?
I transitioned out of college just because I just didn't want to go anymore. I found myself just going just to hang out and to talk to girls. So it was just like, why am I wasting my time and my money?
Okay.
And I know what I want to do. I want to make music, so I just stuck to that. I stuck to my guns.
Did you go to school or are you
Yeah.
self-taught?
I had a semester and a half in Miami Juke.
Oh, okay, so
Pretty much it. After that, I was like,
oh, I know everything I need to know. I'm done.
yeah,
So,
pretty much. Because I went to the music engineering class.
Oh, all
And I
right.
sat in there for like, 6 months, and I was like, I'm good. I know all this shit already.
Yeah.
Like, I kept repeating the same thing over and over. And I was just like, if he was at home, I know how to do this. I'm not, wasting my money.
Uh-huh.
so tell us some projects that you, or what are you working on?
Right now, I'm working on the homie Zagat. I'm working on his debut EP, which is going to be a smash. Me and the homie Midas are working on that.
Okay.
We really put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's going to be 6 tracks. It's going to be fire. I'm going to be on Fly Guys' new project coming out. We just finished, actually we just released it on SoundCloud. It's a soft release, but it's Cash and Kevin Little on the song.
Okay.
So we just dropped that. Kind of doing some plays, trying to
Yeah.
get it moving and stuff. So we having fun with that. A couple other things here and there locally.
What would you say your sound is? If you had to say you had a sound, like how would you describe it?
Honestly, I don't really think I have a song. It's all over the place.
Which I agree because I always tell Fly that track you did with him is my favorite track. I'm sorry, it really is. That's why I was like, we have to get him because.
He told me that too.
Yeah.
So excited.
And I feel like you can kind of like when we just interviewed Gorilla Tek, like you do make beats that like kind of like transform and like are different to whatever region. It could be anybody. It could be
Absolutely.
somebody from Florida, it could be somebody from Cali, wherever.
Absolutely.
So that's dope.
Yeah. I mean, music is just a thing like you feel day. You know what I'm saying? My music is just how I feel for the day. So if I feel like, you know what, I want to do some Rich Homie Con, everybody little shit, I'm gonna do it. If
Okay.
I feel like doing some jazz, soprano type shit, I'm gonna do it. Like, I love music. You know what I'm saying? Like I picture myself not just working with rappers, but
Yeah.
everybody.
Have you worked with any like singers?
Singers, I have a couple of writers who are singers, and I've worked with one singer, Taylor Rose, but other than that, oh, you know what? I lied. I just got a track back with, damn, it's in a little bad, and I forgot his name right now, but,
Cool. Hey, we've been drinking a little. It's Sunday,
you know what?
Monday.
Hey, 2
It's
red
all
stripes
good.
deep, like, take it a little bit. Yeah, to be continued.
Oh, he don't even remember.
I'm gonna keep it real.
You
Like,
really on one.
keep it real. I'm not really on one, but it's just a long ass day.
Yeah,
Right,
for
no,
sure.
we're not bad.
So what artists do you pull from, like, inspiration-wise?
Oof. Everywhere. I mean, Lonnie Liston Smith is probably my favorite pianist of all time. He's a great jazz pianist.
Alright.
He's amazing.
This is a musician.
Real shit. Like, he just does dope shit.
Okay.
After a long ass day, I listen
I'm
to
gonna have to
Lonnie.
Google that person.
Yeah. Dead Presidents.
Okay.
That was sampled from Lonnie Liston Smith.
Gotcha.
A lot of Leon Ware shit in the 70s. We did Marvin Gaye's I Want You LP. A lot of stuff like that. Madlib, Just Blaze. A lot of the new stuff now too. Like I take a lot of inspiration from Travis Scott and his producers because I think he has like a great sound.
Yeah.
He's like his sound is all over the
like
place.
like I don't want to say a circus, but just like it's like a production. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
a
saying?
rodeo, as he
Yeah,
puts it, like a
yeah,
rodeo.
like
If you ever been to a rodeo,
I really feel like that. And then what's the movie that just came? The Greatest Show Ever or something like that.
What movie you was in?
No,
Yeah, the movie that she was in, right?
it was the Greatest Show Ever. No, but seriously, it just came out. It was like the Greatest Show Ever. It came out when Jumanji came out.
Okay.
And I walked into it by accident going to see Jumanji, but they were having a show and it was like a whole bunch of shit going on. So
Oh, that's dope.
that's why I said
Right,
circus.
it's based on the circus, right? The Disney circus, Barnum Bailey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Greatest Show Live. I don't know. Fuck it.
You know
Whatever.
what? It sounded good, so we'll keep it.
So, fellas, like, what are you working on? Like, you told us like who you're working with, but what do you want your name to say, or your resume to say?
Just not just music producer, but entrepreneur. I want to get into everything. I want to get into enterprising. I want to be into politics. I want to help make the city a better place. I want to help make the country a better place, the world, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, like that's the reason we do music is to change lives.
Send a message. right?
Absolutely, and that's why like all right, that's another person I pull inspiration from. My boy Pyramid. He has a tag where it says, "Give me some change, I want music." And I really dig deep into that. Like, music does bring change to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It can help your day. It can make your day. Like, it can start the day.
Right.
There's just so much it can do. You know, it can sway minds, and so it's a very powerful tool to get further.
Now I see you work a lot out of House of Dreams. Shout out Illusion.
Shout out to DJ Illusion. That's my guy.
I see people making that drive down there. That's cool.
That's my area.
That's your
my
area.
I'm
We
down
kind of
south.
get on them a little bit because it's like so far from us, but it's cool. I know a
really
lot of
is.
people are spread out everywhere.
Mhm.
Who's like an artist that you work with in that studio that you're like, damn, like I really vibe with this person?
Oh wow. Well, I'll probably say Zay
Okay.
because I met him. Well, I met him before that,
Uh-huh.
but we've had so many times where we just been in the studio and we're just in that studio and it just clicks. Like it's just been go in there, drop whatever beat. Like within 5-10 minutes, he's got at least a hook written down,
Okay.
and it's just quick, boom, boom, boom. An hour, we got a song. We got at least the grand idea, and then everything else, like little tweaks and all that between me and Illusion, make it happen.
And so y'all are able to just kind of go off of each other's energy and like make it happen.
I think it has something to do with the fact that we've kind of hung out and just chilled, man to man. And once you gain like a relationship or rapport with somebody, you kind of, you get comfortable around it. And there's no weirdness, no awkwardness. You guys sit down, you chill, talk sports, talk real life. Like that really has a lot to do with music. It's not really just about sending beats out and then hoping that one hit. I really like to be.
Relationships are key.
Oh, big time, big time. Because that's how you get further. You know what I mean? Like the more you know people, the more you network. And networking across.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Issa Rae, shout out.
Yeah, shout out Issa Rae.
Getting that big, that one clip. Everybody's like, you gotta network across now. You don't have to network up.
It's true because I mean that everybody around me is trying to make it just like I am.
Right.
So why not help each other out?
And then it'll be bigger once everybody starts to make it.
Well, because we'll all promote each other's stuff too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because if I'm
In
on
theory.
something that you're on something, it's getting out in many different ways.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Especially with my small circle, you'll see. Like if you look on my Instagram, you'll see like if Midas dropped something, my best friend is a producer. If he drops something, I'll post it.
Yeah.
If Celso, his artist, drops something, I'll post it. Anything to do with that, like my close circle, I'll drop it. I'm big on it. Huge.
Forgetting the past, it don't even come to my house if it ain't wrapped up in the turkey